Certainly one lesson I hope I've learned is not to take anything for granted, because last year, 2020, in the month of March, all our lives changed overnight, and it's been a difficult period for everyone, certainly, but it's been a particularly difficult period for many people, a heartbreaking time. Many people have taken comfort from their faith, and I'm glad of that. Services have been made available through different means: Facebook, Zoom, the phone, and other ways as well. And these different means during such a difficult time have been appreciated, haven't they? As people, we're more adaptable than we think, you know. And it often takes a crisis to realise this. Myself and other people, I'm sure we didn't think we'd be able to lead so many different services during this time, but it's been possible because we're more adaptable than we think. In the midst of so much sadness, people's strengths come to the fore. And this word community has been rediscovered, I think. Before, perhaps people who lived next door to each other would pass each other, not knowing each other very well, like ships in the night. But during this time of so many lockdowns, one positive thing is people have had an opportunity to realise who their neighbours are and how perhaps they can be of service and help their neighbours, and this counts. This is important. Even in our materialistic world today, this is extremely important. Yes, community has been rediscovered. We're not just ships passing in the night. In face of this crisis, our world has changed, and it stands to reason that things will never be exactly the same again. We can meet now with safety measures in place, but does that mean that we should turn our back on every new pattern we have now adopted? No, I don't think it does. If I can give you an example, this winter when perhaps it's so cold outside, snowing, perhaps raining, will we want to go to the chapel for every single meeting? Or sometimes will we be glad to stay in our homes where we're so warm and cosy, but meet with our fellow officials through Zoom or other means? This is definitely going to be beneficial and helpful for us as we go forward to the future. Also, through Zoom and the phone and different other means, people who perhaps have not been able to attend church services for some time, some years perhaps, due to circumstances, have been able, for the first time in a long time, to take part in worship. And this is a blessing. This is beneficial. So it would be unwise as we go ahead to the future to turn our backs totally on these different ways of worshipping. Of course, ministers and church workers, we can't be in more than one place at once. That's an impossibility as we face the future. Therefore, we must be adaptable. We must be adaptable and try and keep a balance. I think that's the key thing. Try and keep a balance as we forge ahead. One last thing. You know the old adage, the saying, there's no place like home. Well, I, like many of us, have had an opportunity to rediscover this, because during the lockdowns we've been at home for so much time. That was the only choice, and we've seen how beneficial our homes are. But more than just the bricks and mortar, how beneficial, how important our families are. Spending time with our families, and I hope as we go ahead to the future, I and each one of us will never forget that. Family and friends. Thank you.